Students, today we will start with our chapter number first from geography from class 8, and that is resources. We need to understand what are resources. You can see here anything that can be used to satisfy a need is called as a resource. For example, if I am thirsty, what do I want? I want to drink water. So at that particular moment, what is water for me? Water is a resource for me because water is satisfying my need. For example, your school is providing school bus to you so that you can easily reach your school. So what is that school bus? School bus is a resource for you. So what are resources? All the things that have the capacity to satisfy your wants are called as resources. Is it clear, students? Thereafter, we will move towards our next topic, and that is utility. Now, what is utility? The want satisfying power of a commodity is called as utility. What does that mean? Up to what extent a particular commodity, a particular thing has the power to satisfy you is called as its utility. For example, recently I just give you the example that if I am thirsty, I want to drink water. So if I am very thirsty, I am drinking one glass of water, that is giving me maximum satisfaction. So at that level, maximum utility is there. I am still feeling thirsty, I will drink one more glass of water, that is also satisfying me. That is again my utility decreases, but a particular time exists when I have no need of water at all. At that particular moment, utility became zero of water. Utility became zero of that commodity or product for me because water is no more satisfying me at that particular moment. So what is utility? The want satisfying power of a particular commodity. Now the next is value. What do you mean by the term value? Value means worth. Students, you have usually heard this thing at your home. Your mom is saying or your grandparents are saying, suppose some occasion is coming, Diwali is coming, they are saying we will bring some gold at home or we will bring some silver coins at home. So what is that? They are metals. Why they are bringing that? Because all these metals, metal is just an example, anything can be there. These metals are having some value, not at present but having value in the future too. So what is value? Value means worth of a particular commodity. Then moving ahead, students, then we will say different type of resources. We can say we have natural resources and human-made resources. Now what are natural resources? Wherever we are talking about the word natural, that means we are talking about the nature. So we can say natural resources are those resources which are created by the nature itself and there is no role of human beings in it. For example, all the rivers, all the lakes, landforms, these are created by nature. So these are natural resources. Resources that are drawn from nature and are used without much modification. What do you mean by modification? Modification means without making changes. Then such resources are called as natural resources. I already give you examples like lakes, rivers, etc. The next thing is natural resources can be further classified as renewable resources and non-renewable resources. But I said natural resources can be classified into two parts, as renewable resources and as non-renewable resources. Now what are renewable resources? Renewable resources are those resources which get renewed quickly. We can get these resources very quickly or after a small interval of time period. And some of these resources are unlimited. Means if these resources got extinguished or got finished, we can approach them or get them again so that we can use them because they are unlimited. Thereafter, now we will discuss some of the examples of renewable resources, but we can say water. Water is an example of renewable resource. Unlimited water is available with us and it got renewed very frequently. Now moving ahead, what are renewable resources? These are those resources which get renewed very quickly or after a particular amount of time, particular interval of time. Or we can say that some of these resources are very unlimited with us. And I have given you the example of renewable resources, and that is water. Now moving ahead toward non-renewable resources. What are non-renewable resources? Non-renewable resources are those resources which have a limited stock. What does that mean? Once we are using these resources, to frame these resources again, it took millions of years. So these resources are very scarce with us. We are having limited stock of these type of resources. They got extinguished or exhausted, you can say, very fastly. They got finished very fastly. And it took, as I already told you, millions of years to frame these resources again. Sometimes even in the full lifespan of human life, these resources got framed. Now moving ahead, student, the distribution of the natural resources depend upon number of physical factors. What does that mean? That means at particular location or at particular place, how many natural resources will be there, that depend on certain factors. Now what are these factors? These factors are what is the climate of that particular area, what is the altitude of that particular area, what type of land is available at that particular area. Now thereafter, okay, can you give me some example of this thing? What I told you, I said that you can say distribution of these natural resources depends on certain factors. For example, I give you the example of coal. You see, do you think coal mines are present everywhere? No. Coal mines are present at particular location, at particular places. Why? Because that particular climate or that particular land is only suitable for coal. Thereafter, we will discuss about human-made resources. What are human-made resources? These are those resources which are created by human beings. For example, vehicles, roads, machinery, etc. And technology is also one of the factors which is created by the human being. Now, what is technology? Technology is advancement in the things or innovation in the ideas or thought process of the people to bring up something new. Thereafter, our next topic is human resources. Now see students, sometimes you got confused between human-made resources and human resources. Human-made resources and human resources are not the same thing. They both are different things. Human-made resources are those resources which are created by the human beings like road, machinery, buildings, etc. And human as a resource means we are talking about the capacities, we are talking about the skill, the talent, the ability of the people. And we know this thing very well that no nation can develop until it has the best human resource present in it. So moving ahead, students. Next is human resource development. Now what is that? That I already told you. How can we improve the quality of human being? We can improve the quality of human being by providing them better education. If we are providing good education to the human beings, to the people present in our country, that means we are giving them a platform so that they can prove themselves as a good resource for the country. The next is conserving resources. See, the name itself is suggesting conserving resources. First thing, why we need to conserve the resource? What is the need? This is because resources are very scanty. Resources are very limited with us. On the other hand, if we talk about human being needs or human being requirement, human being need or requirement are very large, but the amount of resources available with us is very scanty. So that is the reason we need to conserve our resources. Now the question is, how can we conserve our resources? See students, some examples are given here. What you used to do, or you have seen somewhere that someone is washing teeth and the tap is open. At that particular moment, water is just falling. Or you can see your mom is washing clothes and the tap is still open. At that particular moment also, there is wastage of resource. Wastage of which resource? Wastage of water. Or sometimes what you used to do, you are studying at table, you just left the room, the AC is still switched on, the fan is still switched on. At that particular moment, you are wasting the resource electricity. So if you or if we want to conserve the resources, we need to avoid all these habits. That is, you need to switch off your fans and ACs whenever you are leaving your rooms. You need to conserve water and other resources as well. That is conserving resources, because conserving resources is utmost requirement of us in today's era. Moving ahead students. The next is, one more topic is there in that, and that is what is resource conservation, that I already told you. One more topic is there in that, and that is sustainable development. Now what is sustainable development? Sustainable development, you can say sustainable development means eco-friendly development. Now what is eco-friendly development? That means development should be there, but without harming the environment, without harming the nature. It should be in such a way that you will be able to conserve your resources for the future generation too. Like you are doing some development, it should not be like that right now you are using it, but those resources are going to be exhausted very soon, that your future generation is not going to enjoy them. So that is sustainable development. Conserving resources for your future generation, eco-friendly development. Resource conservation, using resources carefully and giving them time to get renewed. As I already told you or give you the example. Not frequently or not consequently, give some time to these resources to get renewed. Thereafter, and I told you what steps you can take to conserve resources. Do not waste paper, do not waste electricity, do not waste water. So these are the various steps how you can conserve the resources, because all these resources are very much precious to us. Here are some principles of sustainable development. Now what are these? Respect and care for all the forms of life. Then is improve the quality of human life. Third is conserve the earth's vitality and diversity. Then is minimize the depletion of natural resources. We need not deplete the natural resources. Then is change personal attitude and practices. As I already give you the example, what you need to do. You need to switch off the fan when you are not using it. You need not waste the water, and enable communities to care for their own environment. And one more thing that you can opt for to conserve the resources is the use of 3 R's. Now what is this 3 R's? 3 R's stand for reduce, reuse and recycle. Now what is reduce? Reduce means stop wasting resources. And now what is reuse? Reuse means once if you have a resource, if you have used any particular resource, that doesn't mean that you cannot use that resource again. If you can use that resource again, then use it. That is recycling, so that we can shift the burden on that resource. and last one is recycling, and that is we should use resources in such a way so that we can recycle them. So using 3 R's strategy is the best way to conserve our resources. And that's it about our chapter, students. Now we will discuss about question answer. Our first question is, why are resources distributed unequally over the earth? That I already told you. Why this is because the distribution of resources depend on different physical factors like terrain, like climate, like altitude, and I give you the example also. I give you the example of coal. That coal mines are not present everywhere. We found coal mines at particular places only because they require that particular climate or environment only. The next is, what is resource conservation? Already told you in detail. The next is, why are human resources important? Again, student, you can write this answer in your form also. Why human resources are important? Because no nation can develop if it is not having good human resources. The next is, what is sustainable development? That also I told you. Eco-friendly development, or you need to use resources in such a way that you can conserve those resources for your future generation also. Moving ahead, then is the correct answer. Which of the following does not make a substance a resource? Utility, value, or quantity? The right answer is quantity. Then is, which one of the following is a human-made resource? Medicines to treat cancer, spring waters, or tropical forest? We are talking about human-made resource, that is medicine to treat cancer. The next is, biotic resources are derived from living things. Moving ahead, students. In this question, we have to distinguish between potential resources and actual resources. Now what? In the chapter, I have not informed you regarding potential resources and actual resources. Now I am telling you about these resources in detail. Now what are potential resources? These are those resources which we are not using right now, but they have the capacity to that we can use them in coming future. And what are actual resources? These are those resources which we are actually using right now, and we can use them. So we can say we are not using potential resources at present, but they have the capacity that we can use them in future. On the other hand, if we talk about actual resources, these resources can be used, or we are using these resources at present only. So the present level of technology is not enough to use these potential resources. Right now we are not having potential to use these resources, but with the advancement of technology we will be capable of using these resources. On the other hand, we have enough technology with us or advancement with us that we can use actual resources. And the last topic, that is, what are ubiquitous resources and localized resources. Now what are these two? If we talk about ubiquitous resources, then these resources are those resources which are found everywhere. Wheresoever you are going, you are residing at this place, you went to Rajasthan, you go to Jaipur, Gujarat, wherever, you will find these resources everywhere. The best example is the air we breathe. It is present everywhere. So what is that? That is a ubiquitous resource. And then is localized resource. See, from the word localized, you can take one word out, and that is local. So what does that mean? These resources are found at particular fixed places. If you want that resource, you have to go that place only. These are not available at all the places. For example, of ubiquitous resource, I already told you the air we breathe. Localized resource, copper, or I give you the example of coal. And that's it about the chapter, students. We are done with our chapters, and thank you.